right, so yesterday what we did was we did exponential growth. We took a look at how to make equations for an exponential growth, and we compared graphs from linear to exponential, and then we wrote rules about those. We compared graphs. We talked about domains, we talked about ranges, we said that something was an exponential stretch or a shrink. Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about money, okay? And if we're investing money, one of the best places to do it is what?
The stock market.
It's actually the stock market. You got to be careful because it can be volatile, which means what? You could lose all your money, couldn't you, if it took a big dump, right? But if you're going to look for long-term investment, stock market is really where it's at. And you've got to look at stocks. Some of them are volatile stocks, meaning they can go up and down really fast. Or you can look at some that are just kind of constant. Okay. What we're going to look at today is like a savings account is really what we're looking at. And there's different types of savings accounts depending upon what you want to do with the money. All right. The equation that we're working with is A parentheses 1 plus R over N parentheses to the NT power. Okay. The N, or the A, is the initial amount. In other words, that's the start value, or in banking terms, it's called the deposit. It's the money that you're putting in your bank account, okay, or the amount that you're investing. So you need to make sure that you write this down. They don't do a great job of that in your book. Okay. R is your growth rate. Another way of looking at it is it's the percent. And so if I have 30%, you need to write it as a decimal. What would that decimal be? 0.3 or 0.30. Either one is fine. Okay? Or 0.30. Okay? Your growth factor is 1 plus R. Your T is the time period, and that's going to be like number of years. And then we're going to look at N in just a few minutes because that is where students really struggle. Okay. Now your time period could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, it could be several years, depending upon how long you're going to put your investment in. All right, now N times per year. This can vary. If they say annually, or they could say yearly, you're going to put a 1 in for N. Okay? If they say semi-annually, you're going to put in a what? A 2. Because semi means 2. Think of it, every 6 months, because there's 12 months in a year. 6 months goes by, that's 1. Next 6 months, that's 2. Again, you're going to want to put this down, because if you don't write it down, it's going to be a problem later. Okay. We're going to look at monthly. How many months are there in a year? 12. We're going to look at quarterly. Good guess. How many quarters are there in a dollar? 4. quarterly means 4. Sometimes you'll see daily. That'd be 365. But most of the time, these are the ones you see. So these are the numbers that you're going to see for n. And it just kind of depends on the problem. Okay. Question. All right, let's take this now and see how it works. So I've got this word problem, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at that word problem, it's so scary. It's not. What's the first thing that we do with a word problem? Read it all the way through. That's right, read it all the way through and try to understand what's going on. So you put $250 in a savings account that earns 4% annual interest compounded yearly. You do not make any deposits or withdrawals. In other words, you don't put no money in or you don't take money out. How much will your investment be worth in 10 years? So what's going on? We're putting money in the bank and we're getting money out, right? And what percentage is it going up? 4%. And how long am I going to put it in my bank account? 10 years. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my equation. Y equals A, parentheses, 1 plus R over N to the NT power. You're going to always start off with this equation. Now, I need to put money in for A. What would I put in for A? $250 because that is my deposit. So I'm going to put $250 in for A. Parentheses. 1 plus, what's my rate? 4%. So what do I write that down as? 0.04 over. It says that it's compounded for 10 years, but how is it compounded? Is it monthly? Yearly. So what do I put in for that? I'm going to put in a 1. See it? Okay. Then I'm going to put in a 1 up here because my ends are the same, right? And what do I put in for T? 10, because it's for 10 years. So if you keep your money in, every year it'll get interest, and then it rolls over each year, and you can earn money on your money after a year. Okay? So now this can be tricky. So let's go ahead, go y equals 250. This is 1.04 to the 10th power. And if you have your calculator today, you might want to take it out so I can teach you how to use it. Okay, so what I did was I took 0.04 divided by 1, which is 0.04. I added 1 to it, so that's how I got the number inside the parentheses. Okay, I'm going to take 1.04, and then I'm going to push my exponent key, which can be my caret key, okay, to the 10th power, then push equals. Always push equals. And then I'm going to go times 250. So y equals $370.06. What do you think? Is that a pretty good investment? 10 years? $120? If you have 10 years to invest, you might want to do the stock market. Might be a little bit better, right? Right. If you're just going to invest it and going to use it in 6 months, probably don't want to invest it in the stock market, right? Because you need the cash flow. But if you're going to have a period of time, you probably want to put it in and see how much money you can earn. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this one. So we're going to read this one. You deposit $1,000 in an account that pays 3% annual interest. Find the balance after 8 years if the interest is compounded monthly. Okay? So I'm going to write my equation again. Always start with your equation. Y equals A parentheses 1 plus R over N to the NT power. I'm sorry? Is this okay?
Yeah.
So Y equals, what's my A? 1,000. Don't just start plugging numbers into nothing. Make sure that you have the original equation there. All right? Then 1 plus, what's my rate? It's 3%, so I'm going to write 0.03. Okay? Now my N. How is it compounded? It's compounded monthly. So I'm going to put a 12. And I'm going to put a 12 here. Okay, and then how many years? 8. Questions? All right, so let's keep going. Y equals 1,000. Now this can be a little bit trickier. You're going to clear your calculator. What you're going to do here is you're going to take 0.03, divide it by 12, which equals, add 1 to it, 1.0025 to the 96th power. Got it? Okay. Now you're going to take 1.0025 to the 96th power, and then you're going to multiply it by 1,000. So I get Y equals $1,270.87. Now be careful, you don't want to round up too much, because do pennies make a difference? In a bank, it does. When you're dealing with several customers, it can make a difference. You want to be careful. Questions? Perfect. Your assignment is on page 524. 23 through 31 on, 38 to 40, and then 47 to 49.